What's up YouTube, it's Kira here and we're back with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kirarai, and if you're returning, then welcome back. Before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified immediately when I post a new video, hit that notification bell as well. I would just like to point out, it is so funny how, and maybe I'm the only one that's noticing this, but I think it's so funny how like in this video, I'm like, I feel very like vibrant and bright and glowing, and then in the 2 Week Geeks video I released on Saturday, I feel like I was a little more like, you know, like maybe let me tell y'all, depending on what day of the week it is and I'm filming, that determines how I look. Because baby, there'd be some days, especially if I'm filming in the middle of the week, there'd be days when I'd be like, ooh child, because the week be weekend, the classes be classing, and it'd be a little rough. Well, we still gotta get that video out. But anyway, let us get into this video. Guys, Thanksgiving is this week and I am so excited, but also a little sad because I'm not able to go home. But I do have some things planned for myself, which I am very happy about. But I wanted to make sure that how I started this week off was by giving thanks and talking about just God and how thankful I am and expressing my gratitude. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with a little scripture because it's Thanksgiving. Psalms 136 verse 1 through 3, and it says, "Thank God, he deserves your thanks. His love never quits. Thank the God of all the gods. His love never quits. Thank the Lord of all the lords. His love never quits." Before I decided to make this video, I was sitting at my desk and I was thinking, okay, like what am I thankful for the most? I mean, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I could say, but all of it always just goes back to God. He has made a way for me in so many ways, and in many ways that I really didn't deserve. But there's one specific story that I wanted to talk about, and that is my YouTube story and how God really did use this platform to not only pull me out of depression, but he's been using it to help me become and mold me into this figure of representation for other people and to help me build my confidence. You know, this has been one of the biggest blessings in my life that I never would have been able to predict would have been a part of my life, you know, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. So I started doing YouTube during COVID. You guys know 2020 came, we went home for spring break, and then they were like, oh, spring break is gonna be 2 weeks now, and you're like, oh, okay, great, whatever, but then they were like, psych, you're not going back to school at all. This was very difficult for everyone. You know, as a dance major, we're dancers. You know, I'm a dancer. I need space to move and all of this stuff. So all of the classes went online. This is when the levels of access come in and you could see like, okay, who goes to a studio, who is able to continue their training, you know, and in a studio space, and who's not. I had to dance in my kitchen, and my kitchen is like very, very small, or I would like go in my backyard, and it just wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I could just feel like my mental health like declining. I remember just thinking, man, like if only I could just get through the next 5 minutes, or you know, and then the next 10 minutes, and then the next 20, and then the next hour, and the next day, like I would be good. At some point I started playing in makeup, and for all of my OGs, you guys know that I did makeup videos a while ago. Major throwback. But anyway, I did makeup videos, and I started doing makeup, and then I was like, like what if I start making YouTube videos? Mind you, everybody was making a YouTube channel at this point because we had nothing else to do with our lives. But I took out my iPhone camera and I just started recording, and mind you, it was bad quality videos, wasn't sure what I was doing, but I remember thinking like, this is something that I can control in a world that, you know, where all hell is breaking loose at this point. And it was in that moment where I didn't realize that this would be the beginning of how God was about to transform my life. And so I'm starting to do YouTube. You know, I'd go in my room, that was the thing that would get me through my day. You know, I'd wake up and be like, immediately, it'd be like 8 in the morning and I'm like putting on makeup, you know, filming like 3 videos at a time, because it was just something that was just, it was for me, and I could really focus on myself, and it actually became like a form of self-care and therapy for me, which was really great also. So fast forward, we go back to school, and I was like, like I don't really know. I guess I'll still keep doing these makeup videos. And so it was my first semester at TCU, and I kept doing these makeup videos, but then I started thinking like, like wait a second, I'm a dance major at TCU and I'm black. I'm a black dance major at TCU. I'm a black student at a predominantly white institution in general. Maybe I can start using this platform for something bigger than just makeup videos. And so I started making vlogs about my experience, you know, life as a TCU dance major. And if you go through my channel, like scroll all the way to the bottom, like you can see all of those vlogs and stuff. Once I got into my second semester, or no, once I entered into junior year, there were new students that entered into the department, and they would be like, oh my gosh, you're Kirarai, like I watch your videos. And that was the most special thing for me. One of the biggest things that became a part of my like personal mission or purpose, whatever, that I wanted to carry out in this world is that I wanted to be representation for other people, especially within the dance world. You don't be seeing a lot of Black folks, like you really don't. And even on YouTube, when it comes to certain things, Black folks at PWIs, Black folks in dance departments at PWIs, like you don't get a lot of that content, a lot of that representation out there. So I was like, I started this thing, you know, God led me to this thing, and people are actually watching it, and people are listening to what I am saying, and letting that help, allowing that to help them step into places that they never thought that they wanted, that they never thought that they could reach. And so hearing this feedback from people who were like, I don't even want to say fans, but that were followers, like that was really special to me. Because I also have made a community with like a whole bunch of sorority sisters through this platform also, which I'm incredibly thankful for. But anyway, to my central point when it comes to God using this thing to pull me out of this state, you know, like here I am quite literally like broken and in shambles along with the world, and he says, pull out your camera, start making videos. And suddenly I've transformed into this woman that is sharing her story, you know, sharing her life with people, helping to bring other people not only to spaces that she thought were impossible to touch as a Black person, but also to help bring people to God through this platform. Like I'm incredibly thankful for that. The last part of the story is how God has like built my confidence through this channel. My biggest ick was I didn't have a voice. I did not know how to speak up for myself. Like even when I first started making videos, you know, I would be like, hey, like it's Kira, you know, like I could, if I go back and watch it, like I could definitely see how I was like genuinely like pretending to be confident when I knew that I wasn't. You know, it was only when I was by myself with this camera I could put on this like facade, but then once I stepped out into the real world, I was like not speaking up for myself at all, even in the smallest ways. I just didn't do that. But this is the thing when you pull out a camera and start talking to yourself, it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. And there comes a point where it's like, okay, if I'm gonna keep doing this thing, I gotta get past that. You know, I gotta get past like the negative self-talk or thinking that, oh, this is so weird, people are gonna think I'm weird, because first of all, the only person that can see me talking to myself is me. But also second of all, even when I'm outside of this space and when I'm in public, in these spaces, whatever, the only way that I could really become who I wanted to become or get closer to becoming the person that God wanted me to become is if I stopped caring about what other people thought of me, and stopped letting their thoughts dictate my walk in this life. The only thing that I care about is what God thinks about me and what God wants me to do and how he's gonna judge my heart at the end of the day. And so once I was able to get through that, and again, it all started with me getting past that barrier through this channel, you know, talking to a camera, like it really leveled me up. And I can proudly say that I'm actually okay with speaking up for myself now, which is crazy. I have really become this person, and you know, I've transformed into this beautiful woman of God that again I never thought, you know, was possible, which again just goes to show how great God is and how thankful I am for his presence in my life and for the relationship that I have with him. And the thing that I think I love the most about YouTube is that when you go back and watch these videos, especially in the moments where you're like extra critical, like super just overly hypercritical of yourself and feeling as if I'm not going anywhere, I'm not growing, you know, I'm so stagnant right now. In those moments, I go back and watch my videos and I start from like TCU and I just, you know, pick videos throughout the timeline, and I can literally see when I am looking at myself, my body language, you know, the bags under my eyes, the aura, you know, whatever it is, I can see how God has taken me from here to here. Like even in the shortest amount of time, like if you were to go back and look at my videos from when I graduated to over the summer this year to me moving to New York, there are 3 different Kiras in all of those moments. And specifically when I was over the summer, I was in a rough season. You know, I knew that I was in a transition season and a waiting season. And now that I'm here, you know, I get into moments where I'm like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. But then it's when I look back and I'm like, I'm not there anymore. So it's a good reminder and a good documentation, a great archive of like all of the things that God has done in my life. And so God is just, he's just God, and he's amazing. And then the love that I have for him, like, you know, this isn't something that I just have because someone told me, oh, God exists and you need to believe in him. No, like, I believe in God and I love God because the moment that I chose to like give my life to him and let him take control, he has really brought me out of places that I never thought that I would escape from. And so that's why I love him so much. That's why I want to share him with you guys through this platform. And I'm so incredibly blessed for him blessing me through this platform and bringing me community, bringing me confidence, bringing me love, bringing me joy, bringing me happiness, all of these things. So we'll give thanks unto the Lord because he is good. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, and I pray that you just enjoy this time, you know, giving thanks and spending time with your family and loving yourself. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.